A lot of the attention obviously was on 12. How would you assess his performance given that it was his first?
Yeah, I thought he played well. I thought he's seen the field well. Unfortunately, other positions we didn't have our best game. I'm not going to point out position groups, but I thought Chad did a well job. Managed the football game, took care of the football. We just weren't clean on offense. Really couldn't expect him to have a great performance because we had too many mistakes.
And you also think, too, that this game should have been put away before Lerm lined up that field goal?
Oh, for sure. I mean, we get stopped on the goal line twice, right? On the 1 yard line, we can't get a yard, right? And then just didn't feel comfortable when we get a yard. And then we went on the third down where we threw the incompletion and almost got picked. Well, that was a quarterback draw. And Kadeem should have ran a bubble pass. And if the mic triggers, we put him out in space. If the mic releases, then Chad walks in for a touchdown. Well, Kadeem wasn't on the same page as the other guys. So offensively, we got to get better. It's just maybe it's too much volume. I don't know. Got to sit down with those guys and find ways to get better.
The play near the end there of the challenge, the pass interference, did you get an explanation on why they ruled that it wasn't?
Well, I mean, I'm not even going to get into that, Dave. I talked to the guys a few days ago. I don't know why we have a command center. I really don't. Like, what is it doing? Slowing down games. I just don't get it. I'm not trying to get fined. I'm just going to leave it at that.
How do you think Chad felt, in the locker room in the halftime, knowing kind of what happened there in that final moment of the first half?
Yeah, I thought Chad, was seeing the field, doing the things that he needed to do, scrambling, gave Coxie a chance to make a play, right? That's the thing is like we talk about all week. We were going to push the ball down the field, right? And then we'll give him a chance, right? So he gave the ball air. Coxie can go high pointing. That's what he's great at. And on the one of the bars, we ran the fake screen. We stopped the one we don't score, which is unfortunate. But we had all that stuff dialed all week. We couldn't get there. We were so close. But offensively, you got to execute at a high level to get there, right? So we got to be better next week. We're going to Hamilton. We're going in the Hornets' Nest. We got to go find a way to win the football game a little bit more cleanly.
I know it's convenient given that you won the game, but should a professional football game be decided by the Rouge?
Oh, it's my second time having it happen, right? And I watched the other team. They didn't have a clue that we won, right? I'm okay with it. It's been around, the league forever. Don't hit the upright. That's kind of where you're at, right? So we practice that. We actually practice it in camp, and then we practice in the regular season. Now, get around the 30, 35-yard line. Do we punt it and then have it go? Well, we struggle punting it through, right? You worry about a field goal hitting the upright, right? So we've been through that scenario I don't know how many times, but we always feel like the best thing is to go for a field goal because every time we try to punt it, it hasn't worked out for us.
What will practice and preparation look like knowing that, and you just described it as a hornet's nest, that there will be a lot of volume and a lot of vitriol waiting for you in Hamilton?
Yeah, no doubt. I think we got the what's the little air show that's coming here, next week. That's always crowd noise for us when they're flying over our practice, right? So we always use that as a way to get ready for the crowds. So, yeah, I mean, it's going to be a big game for them. Obviously, they play tomorrow, and it's a must-win for them. But I told our guys tonight, I'm going back to the model of 1-0. That's where we're at. And that's winning each day, winning each meeting. Let's just focus on that. I don't want to look at the standings. I don't want to look at our stats, guys. Let's look at our penalties. We got to be better there. There's a lot we got to clean up. But let's just focus on being 1-0. Take this great locker room and be great on the field.
Ryan, what goes into cleaning up those offensive penalties in your mind?
Well, penalties, and then, I'm disappointed in our offensive line's performance. Receiver, we had some opportunities to make some plays. I thought Coxie played amazing. Would have gave him the hard hat tonight, but got to go to a guy on defense, right? So those guys will get that. But I'm proud of our fight, right? But the attention to detail and just the lack of professionalism as a pro. You can't walk in here at 9 o'clock and leave at 1:30 and think that's going to get it done. You got to spend more time. And the great ones do. Now, if you want to be average, spend average time. But you can't be average and expect to be great. You got to work to be great. So that's my message towards those guys.
How does 12's return kind of evolve that deep pass for you guys as well, and especially put Coxie in a better position here?
Yeah, you got to see it, right? Chad's a special player and tough guy, great leader. You could see how the guys gravitated towards him, and then as soon as we got in the locker room, you should have seen them run to him. They see it, they know it's different, and and we'll go back to it. Chad made a mistake, right? He's learned from it. Okay, now he's playing football, doing what he's loved, and it's going to continue to grow as a person and focus on those things, because we're not at the finish line when it comes to that, but he got a chance to go play football, enjoy what he does and what he loves, right? And the teammates, we're all for him.
First, I just want to ask you about the shirt you're wearing and Danny Webb. I know, obviously, a special guy amongst the group in there. Just any words that you could pass on for 40 years of service for Mr. Webb?
Yeah, Danny's a great man. I think a lot of people don't understand. I got here during the pandemic, right, that year, and we didn't play football, so I spent a ton of time here, and I spent most of my time with Danny and Dave and got to learn a lot about the organization, how we've done things, and what they've done past and how I want to do it. And Danny was very beneficial for me to put this calendar together and how we're going to approach each season, right? So Danny's a great worker, great man. He's got more Grey Cups than anybody in the history of the league. Hopefully we can get him one more before he's done. But I laughed about it today. He's only 60. You're only 60, Danny? You started at 20? You look like you're 70. But I'm just joking. That was just a joke to bust Danny's, But, no, Danny's a great man, hard worker. I really enjoy working with him.
Coach, you obviously talking about guys like getting going like Daniels and Coxie, but what do you mean to see a guy like Unger get going tonight? Just, he's had to kind of jump back and forth between the practice squad and playing, but just to see him go out there tonight and make crucial catches in certain moments of the game.
Well, you look at the third down, Chad threw that ball before he was even out of his break, right? So that was a great play. That was a huge play. I won the game. And Dave's consistent. His dad's a ball coach, right? So, he gets it. He's solid. Unfortunately, he had the hammy in camp. He had his best camp, ever with us. And was really looking forward to Dave doing some good things. And the one thing, we got too much Canadian depth at receiver, right? It's not a bad problem, but it is a problem a little bit. But, very proud of Dave. He showed up. He answers the bell. He was the only one that was here with me at 1:30 today when I walked in. Yeah, he was there at 1:30. We played 7:30. Dave was ready to go. So that shows you his professionalism.
Man, I thought I was good up until that last interception. First down, take what the defense gives you, trying to make a play. That was a dumb decision. Otherwise, I felt like I let it come to me. I used my legs. For only 2 days of practice, I thought we had decent chemistry, but, a win's a win. That's what it's all about.
You saw Liram's kick. It missed. I'm wondering, at first you knew that you had won the game with a single.
Yeah, that was definitely in my mind. When it hit the back wall, I was like, okay, yep, game's over. So, what a fantastic way to win. I look at that as a big win. It's 1 point, but, it's a huge win against, Coach Mace, who knows all these players. He knows what we're good at and what we're bad at.
How do you get ready for a game next week? Coach Wayne just described us as a Hornets is walking into Hamilton next Monday.
Yeah, it's the 1-0 mentality. We have to keep on getting better each and every day. We got to put in a lot more work. It's all about the details. We got a lot of penalties. I think there was 5 touchdowns out there that, we're on the 1 yard line. We got to get it in. We got to be more aggressive. We got to do some different things, and I'm sure it'll change.
Chad, how much of a relief is to get this part of this whole thing done?
Yeah, it's huge. I'm just thankful to be back out here with my boys, and I thought everybody did well. Defense did fantastic. Special teams obviously won the game for us. So offense knows that we got to get better at certain things.
Chad, how did it feel to have, the crowd was behind you for a good part of the game. How did that feel? They give you some of that boost you kind of felt you needed?
Yeah, it's always good to play in front of the home crowd. I was obviously excited to be here, and, first game back, I had a lot of nervousness in me, and we came out on top. So obviously a win's a win. Oh, it felt fantastic. That's what I love to do. I feel like just being in a locker room full of guys that, love the game, love what they do, come to work with a mentality to get better each and every day. I'm blessed to be in this position.
Chad, what was the mindset going into the second half? Knowing that 2 touchdowns had already been disallowed, what was the team's mindset?
Well, I think it's not over until it's over. We had another 30 minutes. We knew we were down, but we also, got stopped short a couple times. So we just got to improve. We got to improve in the red zone and really, put the ball in the end zone. Otherwise, we're not going to win many games like that.
Coming back to pretty much the same offense as last year, how easy was it for you just to kind of get back to that transition?
Yeah, we're definitely doing some things different than last year. It's not the same, but after 2 days of practice, it wasn't like I was in meetings this whole time, through the games I missed. So, it was good just to get back into rhythm, see what everybody's good at, figure out how everybody ticks, and, we're going to improve. We obviously, go to work every day looking to improve each and every day.
When you came in, what was the play?
thinking about what you were thinking when you weren't playing, what went through your mind as far as coming to the game? Were there any surprises for you?
No, I mean, they didn't really do anything that was too complicated. I mean, yeah, no.